Hey YouTube, Rider here. Welcome to my review for Lupinranger vs. Patranger episode 36? Yes, maybe. Okay, so this was an episode that happened and I watched it. That's pretty much my review. I mean, it was an okay-ish episode. I wasn't too outraged by it. I mean, a little bit on a certain part, which I'll get to in a second. But I wasn't too blown away by it. It was a rare Patranger focused episode, but unfortunately we wasted it, I feel, on a Sakuya focus-ish. Like, it was a focus episode of him, but he wasn't dominating it. But I feel like, I mentioned this on Twitter, and I feel like maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's been too many now Patranger focus episodes on Sakuya on the same story of him basically being insecure. Like, they've obviously been different story types, but the core of it is him being insecure about his abilities and wanting to prove himself. And that type of thing would bother me, not being insecure, but I mean, the wasting a focus episode on the same core, end goal, over and over again. But with the Power Rangers, I feel like it's worse, because we get so few episodes that focus on them, that, it's disappointing when we get one and I feel like we're retreading ground. I mean, there was, a different thing this week where the monster caused him to slip up, but it brought up his insecurities, and it just, I don't know, it just bothered me. Maybe it didn't bother you guys, but it bothered me. I just felt like if we're going to do a Patranger focus, I would rather, if we're going to do another one on Sakuya, fine. But can we, maybe make it about something else, about his character? Let's learn something different, progress him a little bit in a different way. I feel like this is the third one, at least, we've done on this type of storyline. Honestly, I'd like to see more of Tsukasa and Keiichiro. I'd like to see more of their motivation. So that bothered me. It was a pretty well-ish rounded episode in terms of, even though it was Sakuya focused, all the Rangers were in it, including the Lupins. Basically, we got to see them all fight. The Lupins obviously were trying to get the collection piece, and then we had Tsukasa stopping them from blowing him up because, there was a bomb and they needed to know where to get it. It was kind of a funny role reversal because I think even one of the Lupinrangers, said, "Oh, you guys are usually the first ones to want to blow something up," because it reminded me of that episode earlier on in the series where they thought a collection piece got destroyed because the Patrangers didn't care really about the collection pieces and they blew up one of the Ganglers. And I thought that was an interesting role reversal, that the Lupinrangers were ready to take care of business and the Patrangers didn't want business to be taken care of quite yet. There was also that moment, which is something else. This isn't a huge deal, this is a nitpick, but it's a moment I feel has happened 10 times in the series where, she's like, "Don't blow them up," and the Lupinrangers are basically, "Okay," and they go, "Oh, the thieves, Kaitos." I'm like, yeah, they're she's surprised they're not gonna do it. I feel like they're pretty good guys. I mean, I feel like they've established that they're not evil. They wouldn't be "Ha, tough luck, boom." Obviously they're working in a more gray area than the Patrangers, but I feel like they've established we don't need that look of disbelief when they are good. I don't know. It was, again, small nitpick. I'm trying to figure out if anything else major happened. Oh, I guess something sort of, not major, but substantial happened in the fact that we got the debut of the formation of Lupin Magnum with the two arms for the Lupin Kaiser, and it's what it's called, Lupin Magnum Supreme or something like that. And again, that's not a major deal. It's not like it's a huge formation that needed fanfare, but I kind of wish they would have saved it. Maybe do it next week if there's a Lupin focus and let the Patrangers take this one. I don't know. It just seemed weird. It's Sakuya focus. Here's a new form for the Lupinrangers mecha. It just, I don't know. Seemed weird. Like I said, it was overall an okay episode. It was entertaining enough, but I just feel it was a lot of wasted opportunity. And I was thinking about something from last week that I said too. I think it was last week or the week before when I was talking about what are the Lupinrangers doing that's so bad, and I was thinking about how the reason that I think about that is because the majority, we've had a good amount of law enforcement type or official organization related Sentais for sure, but I feel like the majority, or at least a good amount of the Sentai, because I'm not sure how many of the pre-Zyuranger ones are involved in official capacities, but a good majority of Sentai are not law enforcement related, or at least not in that traditional sense, and they are more vigilantes. So it just seems weird that the Lupinrangers are more or less behaving like a normal Sentai, with the exception of they have a little bit more of a selfish goal. and that they're being so persecuted, and especially since Toei recently basically they want to have the Sentai all in the same universe, but they also don't. Like, they want them all to be connected, but they also want the freedom that comes with them not being connected, so that you can, you know, do what you want with the narrative. But so if this was in the same universe, wouldn't the public know about Sentai? Like, so the Lupinrangers existing would not be a threat. I don't know, I just happen to think about that. But back to the actual episode, I would give this a 6. It was an okay episode. I think it was a waste of a Patranger episode. Also, I wanted to say that the episodes recently have just been kind of not really that worth talking about, but like there's nothing really super juicy to talk about. And I was thinking of maybe skipping next week's review and doubling up the Patranger, Lupinranger reviews in 2 weeks, and then next week I'll still do Geo, but in place of Lupinranger's usual review, I wanted to do a different Lupinranger versus Patranger type video. I think I'm going to do that. You'll see what it is. It's nothing super surprising or exciting, but I wanted to do this video I've been thinking about doing in place of next week's usual weekly review, and then double up next week, just because these have been so... I'm surprised this has even gone on 6 minutes, because I ended up talking about something else. But yeah, they've just been so, you know, dry, I guess. Alright, but anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course, don't forget to climb the steps and ring that bell so you get the notifications for all my videos. Until next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.